Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the introduction. It's great to be speaking with you all. Welcome to you all. So first of all, I want to thank Canadian Urban Transit Association for giving us this opportunity. And I go the presentation. I hope that everybody seeing my screen. Good, great. Just a few words about us. We are a software provider established in Montreal, established in 1979, based in Montreal. We develop an integrated software for planning and managing transport-related operations. And as of today, we are more than 500 employees, and the number keep on growing. So we provide mainly two solutions: HASTUS for public transport, HASTUS and HASTUS Rail for rail activity, and HASTUS on demand for on-demand businesses. So we are proud to serve more than 300 clients, not only large and small cities and public authorities, but also global and local organizations like Areva, Keolis, Transdev, and EOTP, SNCF Railway in France, and more. So I will stop here on GIRO presentation, and I will go to talk about electrical buses. So what is the current situation on electrical buses? If you take a look to the last 2 months of the news on electrical buses, you will notice that an acceleration in position and deploying electrical buses on a large scale everywhere in the world. So electrical bus manufacturers cannot keep up with the demand from cities. So you could ask the question, why this enthusiasm and this desire to move rapidly to electrical buses? So this is a clear benefits that the cities seem to move to the electrical buses, and basically benefits are not only dictated by the political choice, the decision to be green, but also, you know, the factual attractiveness, increasing of attractiveness of the public transportation. However, this innovation, this transformation requires to move from traditional operating methods to a new one, and to adopt new strategies to deliver reliable and efficient service. So there's a paradigm shift. We need to change the way of thinking to another. You will have to treat electrical buses almost like you do with the drivers. You will have to take into consideration the continuous possible driving time, which is called the autonomy. You need to bring the buses to the charging station for a break, which is the charging time, and you need to schedule and optimize the energy consumption due to the cost of energy. So all this, and to sum up, these factors, these new factors taken into account, show that you cannot use the same way to schedule electric buses as you do with diesel buses. Vehicle schedules currently planned for diesel buses cannot all be operated as is by electrical buses. So if we dig deeper, first factor is the energy consumption factors, and the energy consumption depends on the topography of the lines of the roads. So the profile of the roads, electrical buses consumption, for example, when we experience it in Netherlands, is completely different from the energy consumption in Los Angeles, for example, area where some roads cross hills. And by the way, if you have roads crossing the hills in your area, they could be the best crash test for your first electrical buses experimentation. So you have to specify precisely the bus conception, but per route, you have to take into account the weight of the buses, the outside temperature, the fact of, other factors like door opening, closing, the wipers, lights, the power steering, and so on. The second factors, the key factors, is the infrastructure or charging station. So the charging station, where are they located? What are their capacity? What are the power? Who pay for the energy? The cost of the energy? So all this will impact your scheduling. All these factors will shape your new schedules. And I will give you here a basic example. When we do the schedule for diesel bus here, we do have two parts for the schedule, vehicle schedule. We have the in-service time, and we add the off-service time, which is the deadhead and the pull-in, the pull-out, and the layover. When it comes to electrical bus, we have the in-service time, the same thing, and off-service time, the deadhead, and pull-in, the pull-out, and layover. But we add plus extra time. This extra time is to the charging time and the traveling to the location. My transition to the slide is, this is good. So we add the time for extra off times service, and this time is the charging time and the travel time to and from the charging station. And here you notice that this charging time plus the time to and from the charging station is a time where the bus is available for the service. So basic calculation, I know that schedulers like you like doing math. Say, assuming no interlining, if we take an example of a line operated by diesel versus line operated by electrical buses, so for the same line or the same requirements, so the trip time 30 minutes, minimally over 5 minutes, headway 8 minutes, and charging time 3 minutes. So we see clearly that for the same service, we will need more electrical buses than diesel buses. And if we want to have exactly the same buses and we want to stay with the same buses, then we have to change the service. So, how to schedule electrical buses? So electrical buses bring new consideration, as I said, and you need to change the way to schedule them, to integrate them efficiently in your fleet. So this new factor will impact not only your scheduling, but also your day-to-day operations. So the vehicle range, the autonomy, the charging station, where they are located, the energy consumptions, the capacity of the charging station, and other factors like partial charging and timing. And so all these factors will have to be integrated in your scheduling and optimization of your day-to-day operation. So let's now see how HASTUS could help to integrate these electrical buses efficiently. And we start with a sum up of key features that HASTUS provide to help you electric bus schedule and operating. First one is HASTUS will allow you to specify precisely information needed to assess the battery state of charge at all times. So the battery capacity, the energy consumption per trip, the charging location and duration depend on strategy as fast charging or slow charging. Second, HASTUS will allow you to insert a recharging activity in your blocks, either manually, automatically, or by using an advanced optimization algorithm to insert these activities in an efficient way in your schedules. Third, HASTUS will allow you to control, to detect any conflict in your schedules with interactive validation related to the state of charge during the service. The state of charge remain within minimum and maximum of state of charge, and the availability of resources, like for example, if you need a charging station at a specific time, so you can precisely specify this information into HASTUS, and it will control in your schedule if the charging station is available in the desired time. And fourth, and the end, but on the operation side, the daily vehicle assignment and optimization, parking management are key features for the day-to-day operation. So let's see the scheduling part. So HASTUS will allow you to define precisely the battery characteristics. So per electrical vehicle group, you will specify the capacity of the battery, the efficiency of the battery, and a basic usage rate of the battery. Then you can specify the discharge exceptions per route. As I mentioned, if you have routes at crossing hills, then you will have a different discharge, and here you can mention exception depend on vehicle group, or depend on the route and direction of the route, depend on the trip start and the end places, and the start and the end time. And you can also define the charging station. Will you be able to specify where they are located, the maximum capacity of these charging station, and the charging rate of the station, and the setup duration of the charging station. So once you define all this information, you will have your state of charge at the maximum capacity at your vehicle task schedule before at starting of the vehicle task, and you will have the fast recharge. The fast recharge state of charge does not exceed maximum, and here the HASTUS will check that the vehicle task respect your configuration. So coming to the validation, so the validation features allow you to control and detect any conflicts regarding the state of charge. So here the example is in this example it indicates that state of charge, if it's outside between the minimum and the maximum stick frequency, then you will have the notification that your state of charge does not respect your schedules. And the second example, it indicates that the recharge activity is not at the time when a vehicle is present, what the resource is, what the recharge is needed. Regarding the charge, so the recharging activity can be at the depot, as I mentioned, or at the terminal. Typically at the depot for the slow charging, at the end of the day or overnight, or can be at the trip terminal, typically for the faster charging. So with HASTUS, you can insert this recharging activity manually in your blocks or automatically, or use simply a main bus, which is the optimization algorithm to insert this recharging activity in an efficient way. Let's move now to the day of operation. So when it comes to operating electrical buses, there's also new operation factors and facilitators that HASTUS provide. So these new factors are, first of all, the state of charge to complete the block. So you need to have what is the projected state of charge, the estimate of state of charge to complete your block. And you need to estimate the discharge rate of assigned bus, depend on the different factors like I mentioned, the profile of the road, and in fact, we could mention here that the style of drivers could impact the discharge rate. The second thing is the electrical bus assignment facilitators. So this is a key when you get to assign your vehicles day to day and optimize, depend on any event you have on during the day. You can use HASTUS or daily vehicles modules to optimize your assignments to cover the blocks that you need to cover, and to see what are the vehicles, the buses that are available depends on their state of charge. And thus HASTUS also provide advanced features for electrical bus parking, which is the best parking spot according to recharging need. And I will guide you through the short overview of these facilitators that allows you to manage day-to-day electrical buses. So here you have daily vehicle, and daily vehicle is a module that where we assign electrical buses and depend on the required autonomy in the blocks, you can assign your vehicle, available vehicle depend on their state of charge. You can do it manually with the daily vehicle, or you can use a plan bus, which is advanced algorithm that could optimize this assignment day to day, day before, or in once a day or twice a day, depends on the way you are managing your buses. You can also use a daily vehicle feature called Yard Assistant, which is a depot management solution to manage your parking and manual electrical buses assignment, or walking through the yard park bus with your tablet, and use these features for the BeslNext assignment. So assign what is assigned to the next block, the best vehicle possible, and also use this tool to park your vehicle. So to park your vehicle depend on the charging need. So let's take a look to the BeslNext first. So the BeslNext will help you to save buses. Depends on the way you are assigning your vehicles to the routes. For example, you can assign more onboard energy storage to the blocks or routes needed for the longer blocks or routes, and you assign your vehicle with less energy to the shorter blocks. And also you can maximize your charging time according to the state of charge, to help the vehicle that would need to be charged overnight, to extend the overnight charging on the buses with lower state of charge. When it comes to the parking of electrical buses, HASTUS provide best spot facilitators. Again, a tour in daily vehicle and a yard assistant solution. So best spot will identify the best parking spot for inbound vehicle returning to the garage, and it assign the bus to the either to the fast charging spot or a slow charging spot, depend on the need of charging for this vehicle. Here we arrived to the end of the presentation. Before the question, let me just conclude saying this. So electric buses have become commonplace, and in small, in medium or large cities, they bring with them specific constraints, a specific consideration. These considerations are diverse and continuously evolving, and HASTUS is there to help you establish what-if scenario in depth studies before even purchasing buses, and then establish a fact-based decision before integrating electric buses. And then when you have electric buses in your depot, then how to schedule them and optimize them with HASTUS scheduling modules, and also how to operate them day to day, how to operate them efficiently. And HASTUS daily vehicle are there to optimize daily assignment of buses, and also to optimize the depot management, guiding to the where to park vehicles depend on the need of charge.